No, I'm still smiling. No, you just cut it now.
I'm not filming.
Okay, that's good. I thought you were filming already because you nodded at me. My name is April McGuigan. I belong to Earn Wrestling Club and I'm 14 years old. I joined wrestling in 2017 and I joined wrestling because I went when I was at a camp thing, there was wrestling on with Bruce as like a tryout or I don't know, Mummy, I don't know. Do I go from the start or?
Just go from why you started wrestling or when you started wrestling.
I started wrestling because when I was at a summer camp, I got to have a taster session of wrestling with Bruce and I really enjoyed it. So I begged my mother to take me the next week and me and my sister were brought to the wrestling club, although my sister technically was dragged. I wrestle just for the same reason because I enjoy it. I know I wouldn't do it for any other reason. I enjoy doing wrestling because it's not like other sports. It's extremely inclusive. It doesn't matter who you are, you can do it. I enjoy that about wrestling. My favourite wrestling move is cradle. I like many other moves, but the cradle has to be my favourite one because it kind of hurts. Except not when it's done on me. I hate it when it's done on me. It's just not nice. My first memory of wrestling was going into the club and seeing everyone. It was kind of scary, but I was confident enough until my sister was better than me at it. My favourite memory of wrestling so far is one at the Northern Ireland training session, and I got to meet a couple of new people there and I became friends with them. We were just doing throws and joking, so it was a pretty decent enough time I had. My favourite memory of competition is meeting a woman from Dublin called Lisa. She had a match with Dana, and when the match was over, I went over and talked to Lisa. And Lisa invited me to have a session at her club if I wanted, and she gave me her Facebook. And she's a very cool woman, very strong. Bruce Irwin has inspired my wrestling journey because if I hadn't met Bruce, I wouldn't be doing wrestling at all, and I'm very grateful to him for that. Wrestling has influenced my life by giving me new experiences that I wouldn't have ever gotten the chance to have experienced. I've become the Fermanagh and Omagh District Council wrestling has influenced my life by giving me many great achievements and letting me do things I would have never done before. I became the Fermanagh and Omagh District Council Juvenile Sports Personality for 2019, and I think that's a really big achievement. For some people it might not be all that big, but it's one of the best things that's happened so far in my life. Wrestling's also allowed me to travel to places which I wouldn't have travelled to before, or maybe even thought of travelling to. So that's one of the bigger things that's happened thanks to wrestling. Wrestling has taught me that I shouldn't use my wrestling outside of the mat. It's not something used to bully someone or perhaps hurt people. it's something you do on the mat, and what happens on the mat stays on the mat. It's that kind of thing. No matter what happens, it should happen on the mat. And when you get off, all's done is done. Wrestling has made me be more confident with myself, although I may not come across like that. I have a lot more confidence than I had many years ago, and I'm thankful for that. Because if I didn't have it, chances are I wouldn't be here talking to you. What does wrestling mean to me? Wrestling's like a family to me, like a big family. I've met so many people which I would consider part of my wrestling family. Yeah. Wrestling has given me quite a few advantages, like the Fermanagh Oma juvenile sports personality and travelling, and the confidence. At the moment I can't think of anything else, but I'm sure there's many other things that it's given me. I envision my wrestling future by, I plan to do my coaching course because I want to become a coach for wrestling, and I want to continue doing competitions for now. I may even take over on wrestling for Bruce, you know. What does wrestling mean to me in 3 words? 1 to 3 parts. Family, strength, and there's quite a few things. It's hard to put it in just 1 to 3 words. Probably a more shallow word, competition. There's nothing really else I'd like to say about wrestling, because it is just a big family, which can be rough, but there's always someone in the wrestling community who can support you, and that's great. So, and that's about it. That's all I have to say about wrestling.